Where was Abraham broke? Somebody there asked. Let's go to Genesis chapter 12, verse 10. Now there was a famine in the land, and Abraham went down to Egypt to dwell there, for the famine was severe in the land. When I read this, I felt that God prepared a way for Abraham to go to Egypt so he can become rich. And I wrote it in a book. That's for you to know how convinced I'm starting. Do you know that Abraham was scared? That was why he ran into Egypt, not because God asked him to. God never asked Abraham to go to Egypt. Do you know what is aligning there? Where God appeared to him in the first 4 verses and gave him amazing promises that will last the end of time. So this guy is not an ignorant guy. This guy is not a novice. This is somebody that God has been talking to. And at the first sign of famine, he runs into a place God has not asked him to go to. How do I know? Simple. Why will he lie? Going into a place God has asked him to go to. Wow. He was not where God has asked him to go to. God did not send him there. But God's grace still went with him. No matter the mistakes we have, God never abandons us. So he tells a lie that his wife is his sister. Those people started giving him stuff. Because they're like, oh, we stand a chance of marrying his sister, this beautiful woman. So Abraham was not giving stuff because of himself or because he did anything right, because he told a lie. And God never built any of his promise on deception. He never does. Verses 11 and 13 of Genesis 12. Let us read it for those who may not be very familiar with Abraham's story. And it came to pass when he was close to entering Egypt, that he said to Sarah his wife, indeed I know that you are a woman of beautiful countenance. Therefore it will happen, when the Egyptians see you, that they will say, this is his wife, and then they will kill me. But they will let him live. Please say you are my sister, that it may be well with me for your sake, and that I may live because of you. You don't go and lie where God has asked you to go to. You only lie in places you've taken yourself to. So, from verse 16, Abraham got his ill-gotten wealth. Ill-gotten wealth. So that wealth he went to get from Egypt, that wasn't God's promise to him. That was his personal effort. It is written here, black and white. He treated Abraham well for our sake. He had sheep, oxen, male donkey, male and female servants, female donkeys, and cattle. Oh, they were just giving things to this guy, huh? Because they thought they wanted to marry his sister. And if you go to Genesis chapter 13, verse 2, in case you are still doubting, Abraham was very rich. This is the Bible, not my own words. In livestock, in silver, and in gold. How did he get all of that? By lying. How did he get all of that? By lying. That's not God's foundation for prosperity. Abraham was like you and I, man. He had God, he was still doubting. He had God, he was still scared. He had God, at the first sign of trouble, he ran into a place God didn't ask him to go to. Does that sound familiar, anybody? God is talking to you. Many people will give their left hand to hear God. God is talking to you, and you are still doubting God. Does that sound familiar, anybody? God said you'll be okay, but because you can't see yet, you're starting to speak English now. You're starting to speak English now. Maybe it is the complicated story of the multiplication and division of God said he will prosper you. You may not have seen it yet. It will happen. Abraham wasn't perfect. It was like you and I. Ladies and gentlemen, I have news for you. God uses broken people.